And so I understand we're saving tens of thousands of dollars, fam. It's probably gonna end up being like 50. It ain't gonna be 50, but it's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there as far as the tens of thousands I will be saving in the long run. And so I want you guys to have that mindset too. That way you can take that money, you can take that tens of thousands and invest that in other places. Actually start investing if you haven't started investing. And so, yo, what's goody, what's goody, Latrell in a hoodie, and welcome to another episode of the Brother Next Door podcast, where we talk about finance, personal development, and skills to get you further in life, the actual steps, and my own personal experiences. And this episode is a very special episode. I am paying off student loan number 2. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to the live studio audience. Shout out to the live studio audience. Yes, that is what we are doing today, is paying off student loan number 2. I am very, very excited. It's been a while since I paid off the last one, and so that was back in December, and so now we in June, and so we're finally here to pay off another one, get that off the list, and then keep pushing on to the next. And so in this episode, not only do I want to do that, but I also want to talk about why I'm doing it. If you don't know, and the importance of it, we're going to actually do a reaction for the first time ever on the podcast, and so that's pretty cool. So we're going to react to a video. This isn't for entertainment. This isn't to make fun. This isn't to, haha, look at you. This is more so to show you the other side of it, the results of not aggressively paying it off, the results of having high interest, the results of putting off paying your student loans until whenever, right? And so I just want to preface that before even starting the reaction. This isn't to make fun, this isn't none of that, but this is just to show one person's perspective, one person that was bold enough to get on the internet and share what they are going through when it comes to paying off student loans. And so let's go ahead and start with that right out the gate. I am sharing my screen, and so let's start with that video right now.
I just checked my student loans because I needed to get the information to someone. And what the I started with 80,000. I have
80.
been paying for 10 years. Last year, I paid 6,000 lump sum because that's really the only way to get it low. That took it down to 76,000 after I'd been paying for 9 years. The grand total is I have paid $120,000 and I still owe 76. How the is this possible? What?
So y'all see that, right? She started with 80. She's been paying so far for 10 years. Has paid 120 and still owes 76,000. Let me I don't know if that's making sense. I don't know if that's really going into y'all's head. She started with $80,000. She's been paying that 80,000 for 10 years. She's paid so far 120,000. So you think, okay, you should be done. No, because of interest. And she still owes 76,000. So it's like she's been paying all that money. She started at 80. 10 years later, she's now at 76. Only 4,000 of the principal has been paid off. But she just paid 6,000 last year. It's interest rate, fam. It's the interest rate. And I'm going to show you why that is. So if you see on the video, it shows 7% int. I believe that's for interest rate. But when I tried to make sense of it, I tried to do my own. Oh, we're not supposed to show that just yet. Hold on. That's not the part yet. But when I tried to make some sense out of it, I was like, okay, let me go to a calculator. Let me do the calculations. And so I just did a basic, generally average loan. So we got the 80, we got the 15 years, and we're going to show the schedule. So when you plug in those regular numbers, right? You plug in the 7% she gave, she's only supposed to really pay what, 799,000 in interest if it's 7% over the course of 15 years. But it doesn't, the math isn't mathing after 10 years, which is 30, the math doesn't math, right? And so we go back and say, hold on, let's make this sure. So we go back and say, okay, well, that doesn't seem right. Let's go to 15% and a 40-year term. Let's try that. So I plugged in the 80, 40 years, 15% interest. Go to calculate. So when I did the regular one, the regular one didn't make sense. The 15 years, 7% didn't make sense. So what I did was I went back, played with the numbers a little bit, and this is the closest I could get based off what she said at the very end of it, right? And so I said, okay, let's start with the 80, of course, but let's do a 15% interest per year, and then let's do 40 years. And this is a lot closer than the 15 years and 7% interest. Let's show the schedule. And so going to 10 years, which would be June 2034, right? That makes sense. 95,000. Oh, that's 32, 34. There we go. June, right here. 120,000, which is what she said, right? And then still had what, 36,000. That says 39. So, like I said, close enough. But the point of me showing you this, the point of me saying all this, is with that calculation, with that math, she would pay total interest. She would pay $401,000 over the course of 40 years, when the principal's only 80,000. That's a whole house, fam, in just interest. In saying, "Hey, bank, let me borrow 80,000. In exchange, I'll give you enough money to be able to buy a whole house and a half." Fam, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And that's, like I said, that's based off the 15%. Who knows, what happened, whether she deferred, made minimum payments, or correct. I don't know what her situation was, how it says 7% on that screen. But based off what she said, and not what the screen said, these are the numbers I came up with. So if you got, a better understanding of how it could be 7% and she's paid 120,000 over the course of 10 years, let me know. But the math wasn't mathing when I plugged that in. And so that's what I want you guys to understand is interest will kill you. Interest will hurt you if you are not careful, if you're not paying attention. That, especially the higher the principal is, the more that interest will hurt you. So that's why it's good to have a great credit score. That's why it's important to take care of paying your stuff on time, all that good stuff. That way you can get the lowest interest possible, whether it's for a house. A house is even worse. You think 15% for a student loan, well, at least the house is only 3-4. Understand, a 1% difference on a house is thousands upon thousands of dollars difference in the amount you end up paying over time, because the principal is a lot more. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars and not tens of thousands of dollars, right? And so keep that in mind when it comes to interest rate. Don't get so fixated on this monthly payment. That's the problem with America, is we're so focused on that monthly payment. You go into a car dealership, what do you want to pay monthly? That's the first question they ask. What do you want to pay monthly, right? That's what they go straight to. Why? Because everybody's comfortable. Oh, I can do 250. I can do 300. I can do 400. But now the average is 700. So people are comfortable paying 700 a month. But it's like, okay, pay 700 a month over the course of 3 years, not 7 or 10 years, right? Because over the course of 10 years, now That's because your interest rate is stupid high, and you're just basically just giving them free money at that point, right? And so that's the point of me showing this. That's the point of me harping on this. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Is because I don't want to be paying $401,000 to the bank just because I borrowed 80,000 for, in my case, 6 years. Doesn't make sense to me. To me, if it makes sense to you, do you? But that number doesn't make sense to me. And so that's why I try to harp on you guys. That's why I harp on myself to stay focused, stay locked in, not spend crazy, because I don't want to pay the bank that for no reason for only 6 years. That makes no sense to me. And so hopefully that makes sense, family. Hopefully that's going through y'all's head. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's because I don't want to have to pay $401,000 to a loan company just for borrowing, in my case, 50,000, right, for the course of 6 years, right? So we're done with that. That was the reaction I wanted to show you guys. Now let's get to paying off the student loan. Let's get to it, family. Cool. Stay signed in. So we are going to pay off. Oh, it logged me out. So let's get logged in. This is student loan number 2. If you haven't seen student loan number 1 video, definitely go and check that video out. And like I said, this is just a series of me paying it off, me along my journey, trying to help you guys as much as possible, help you guys stay motivated along y'all's debt free journey. I got 2 or 3 friends that are along their debt free journey as well. And it's amazing to be surrounded by people doing the same thing, trying to achieve the same goal of being debt free. So let's get right into it. We're going to go to this account right here. Make sure, yep, screen sharing. And we are paying off $1,982.88 today. So let's make a payment. We're going to continue. I'm going to scroll down. Actually, let me go back real quick. I want to see what the payoff amount will be, because that's going to be it might be a little different than what the current amount is. And so we're going to go back. We're going to go, yep, student loan 1001. Current payoff balance. That amount is $2,000.87. So an extra, what, $18? We're trying to get an extra $18 out your boy. All right, let's do it. So 2,088. All right, 2,087. Let's do it. Make a payment. So we're gonna go 2,087. Yep. Continue. Let's see. Yep. It won't even let me pay that. All right, well, let me go back to the 1982. Maybe they won't get the extra $18 out your boy. Let's see. Apply. Yep. Right there. 1,982.88 out of the remaining 1,982.88. Let's get it. Let's get it. Additional amount is required. Oh. Let me just do that then. Let's get it. Let's get it. Make payment. And it is paid. It has successfully been scheduled. So let me go back to account home. My God. My God. Fam. As you see, that other account has gone away. Congratulations, your private student loan is paid in full. Man, see, they playing with me. Account balance .01. They playing with me. Why I say that? Why I say it's paid in full, but you got that 0.01 right there. Anyway, family. That's it. It has been taken care of. The student loan has been paid in full, as you can see. And so, one thing I want to show you, showed you that young lady and what she was going through, but now I'm gonna do it for myself and show you guys what that looks like for me. And so, understand with this student loan that I just paid off, as you can see, payments today 18,782.52. So of the principal, I paid 15,001 cent, and then interest I've paid $3,782.51. So in interest alone, I've paid $3,782.51. So that's what I paid the bank for allowing me to borrow $15,000 back. I believe that was 20. What was that? I believe that was 20. When was that? I don't even remember when I took out the loan, fam. Here, let's go look. Let's go look real quick. I know this isn't normal YouTube stuff where it's all quick, fast, and everything. My bad, y'all. But rock with me. Just rock with your boy. You know, we having fun. We having a good time. And I'm just literally taking y'all through the process live. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go through this whole thing beforehand. And, I ain't do all that. And so this is live. And so y'all seeing the slow internet and all. Oh, that's all my information. So y'all not gonna see none of that. But 2021, that's when I took out the loan, was 2021. And so what's that, 3 years? I gave them $3,000 for letting me borrow that money for 3 years. And so understand now, let's look at this. This is the final disclosure letter I received from Discover. And so basically a final disclosure letter just says, hey, congratulations for getting your loan. We're going to disperse this $15,000 between two payments, one for the fall, one for the spring semester. And this is what the payments could possibly look like, right? And so as you look at the screen, as you can see, my interest rate for this loan that I just paid off was 11%, 11.34% to be specific. And then the finance charge, meaning what I would have paid for getting this loan, would have been $27,227.90. One more time, $27,227.90. So total, this loan would have cost me $41,227.90 if I would have paid it in 180 months or 15 years, right? And so understand, 26,000. You can buy a whole car with 26,000. You can put a down payment on a house with 26,000. You can do a lot more with 26,000. But people are so focused on the monthly payment. Let's scroll down here. Let's look. Oh, only $25 a month. I can do that. That's easy. 25? Yeah. 223? That's a little bit more, but hey, I can manage that. My car payment's $700, so only having to pay $223, I'm all right with that. Come on, fam. Let's Let's be real, fam. Because this is only one. I got 6 separate loans. So 6 separate payments are coming within the span of a year. If I were to, go the traditional route and just pay the minimum. Right? You get that little grace period after you graduate, and then, the payments start. So I'm still in my grace period, fam. And so it's not until January of 2025 when the $223 payments would have came, right? And so understand $41,227.90 is what I would have been paying them at the end of 2039. That's not okay with me. I ended up only paying them the $3,000. Y'all can have it. Here you go. Thank you. Y'all can have the $3,000. That's a lot better than y'all charging me $26,000 for it. So that's why I do what I do. I know I'm going in circles, but I'm really trying to dig it into y'all. Come on, y'all. We got to do better. We got to take care of these bills. Not everybody's as fortunate to live with parents. Not everybody is fortunate to have, not as many bills. Not many as people are fortunate to be able to have a high-paying job. I understand all that stuff. I'm grateful for all of it. But we have to find better ways. We got to find other ways, whether that's getting another job, whether that's building another skill set, whatever it may be. We got to find another way to make it happen. It doesn't have to be it's not even going to be a year for me anymore, right? It's going to be more like a year and like 5-6 months is what it's looking like now. And so the way it's looking now is going to be I will have paid off all my student loans a year after graduating, which is still not bad, right? But it's not before my birthday, which is what I really wanted it to be. But regardless of the fact, it's still going to get taken care of, and I'm going to save myself tens of thousands of dollars in the long run paying this off. So hopefully this video was an eye-opener for you. Hopefully this video has given you a different perspective on your student loans. Don't wait for nobody to save you. Stop waiting for the government to save you. Stop waiting for Biden to do this debt forgiveness mess. If he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, whatever. At the end of the day, May 1st or May 20th, May 31st for sure, 2025, my student loans are going to be gone, whether they're forgiven or whether they are paid off by myself, right? I'm not waiting for nobody to save me. So if that's y'all's tactic, do with that what you will. But like I said, for me, I am not waiting for anybody. The last student loan, because I didn't do this for the last video, but the last student loan that I paid off, the first one, I only paid $692 in interest out of the $9,786 I would have paid. So that's $9,000 in savings with that student loan over the course of 15 years. And so I understand we're saving tens of thousands of dollars, man. It's probably gonna end up being like 50. It ain't gonna be 50, but it's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there as far as the tens of thousands I will be saving in the long run. And so I want you guys to have that mindset too. That way you can take that money, you can take that tens of thousands and invest that in other places. Actually start investing if you haven't started investing. And so let's put our head down, especially for the younger folk, right? Between 18 and 35, we're all young. We all got time, but it's time to get to work now, especially if you're younger, especially if you just graduate, especially if you're in your early 20s. It's time to get to work now. That way, we take care of what we need to take care of before we turn 30 or before we turn 40, and then we have the rest of our time to invest, diversify, do all these good things, take trips, whatever. Do all the great stuff. But let's lock in now. Let's get ourselves out of the holes we're in now. That way we can enjoy life in the future. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these episodes. Leave a 5-star review. If you want to donate to the podcast, you'll have the opportunity down in the link in the description. $1, $5, $10 every month. Give the brother, help a brother out special. I greatly appreciate it, family. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.